Deadpool & Wolverine is Marvel's biggest movie in years, and the main reason it's such a success is that it focused on being fun. It didn't care about preaching to the audience or pushing some weird message. All it did was entertain the people who paid money to see it. You would think something like that would show Marvel what people really want to see and what they run away from, but if the rumors are true, Marvel learned that lesson months ago.
What did you just say to me?
According to Chris Gore, Marvel spent the last few months quietly getting rid of all their activist producers. The reason behind that decision was Kevin Feige's realization that all the crap they tried during Phase 4 didn't work. Nobody cared about their race-swapped heroes or strong girl bosses, and not a single person in their right mind was interested in seeing Kang anymore, so he decided to clean house and try to get things back on track. Is it believable that logical human beings would come to that conclusion after years of failure? Absolutely. And that's the exact reason I have major doubts about this, because we're talking about Marvel here. Chris Gore is a reliable source who's been on the inside for a while, but it's hard to believe that an industry that comes up with a saying like male and pale is stale could ever change. Hell, I don't think they want to change, and this rumor makes it seem like that's exactly what they want to do. There are more directors and creatives nowadays standing up to this agenda-driven nonsense, like the director of Twisters, but up until now we'd only heard that Marvel was going all in on the message and never looking back.
Oh, somebody kill me, please!
To play devil's advocate, there is proof that Marvel seems to be heavily restructuring their overall plan, which could mean this rumor is true. As Chris points out, they didn't show off a timeline at SDCC, which is extremely rare for a Hall H panel. Combine that with the fact that they quietly just moved around some projects, and you get the feeling they're wiping the board clean, so they couldn't show off a set timeline since they don't even know what new project they'll rush into production or what they'll have to delay or even cancel. They also didn't mention any of the TV shows, which tracks with what we know about that side of the MCU. The viewership numbers are always terrible, and they've done nothing but dilute the brand, which might be something Feige understands now. Nobody cares about any of the stuff they've done on those shows. Just look at Secret Invasion. They introduced one of the most powerful MCU characters, who was of course a strong female queen, and I guarantee most people have no idea who I'm talking about.
Get rid of her.
Then there's the whole Kang side of things, and of course there's a reason they're not mentioning him. Turns out Jonathan Majors was holding out on us. He was a better villain in real life than he ever was on screen. Not at all surprised they ignored him, but it's another indication that plans have obviously changed, especially when you consider the retitling of Avengers 5, the return of RDJ, and the Russos. All of that being said, do I buy that Marvel has changed? Not until I see some proof. And the problem with movies and shows is it'll be years before we see evidence of these changes. The Avengers movies seem like the first opportunity considering the timeline, and the fact that all the changes they made relate to those movies the most. Until then, we've got a steady stream of garbage Marvel is getting ready to dump onto the audience, which includes Agatha and the never-ending title changes, Captain Knockoff, and the bargain bin Suicide Squad. Chris said this all went down months ago, which puts it right around the same time as the Pedro Pascal Reed Richards announcement. That's my biggest issue with this rumor. His casting makes it hard to believe things really changed. Was that the final straw, or does Marvel consider his casting to be part of their new direction? Is this what we should expect from the new era of the MCU? A return to focusing on popular Marvel characters who still get race swapped? It's more likely that these changes just mean they'll focus a bit less on the agenda-driven nonsense, but it won't be going away completely. Maybe Pedro's casting was the last race swap casting we'll get, but my guess is race and gender swap casting decisions aren't going away anytime soon. If there are changes, it'll most likely be related to the scripts and creatives they bring in, not their DEI casting nonsense. So the stories they tell might improve, but they'll still cast people who look nothing like the character they're playing and call fans racist if they dare to point it out.
This is bullshit.
After everything they've said and done, it's hard to believe they all of a sudden care about making money instead of pushing their weird beliefs onto the audience. Maybe they finally reached their limit of movies that lose hundreds of millions of dollars, and I truly hope that's the case and I'm wrong about them. It would be great if they changed and started caring about giving fans what they want. And as a nice little bonus, that definitely wasn't the sole reason for their sudden change of heart, It wouldn't hurt their bank accounts either.